Hey, and welcome back to Game Talk. I'm your host, Ahmed Mion. Today I'm joined by Connor
Hey guys.
and Mike,
Hello.
and I finally get it. I'm finally an Animal Crossing fan. Been playing New Horizons, and I finally see the light.
This one has gripped me. I don't think an Animal Crossing. I mean, no, that's not fair to say. Animal Crossing always grips me when it comes out. Like I was super into New Leaf when it came out, but this one, I don't think I've been this gripped since Wild World. Like,
Yeah, it's
and
safe to say I'm 100% addicted to this game. Like right now,
yeah,
I'm thinking about it all day working. I'm thinking about it, trying to
oh
sneak
yeah,
in time whenever I can
oh
to
yeah.
do even
And what's
the
great about Animal
littlest of
Crossing,
things.
like, if I have to run a build or something, like, oh, I can fish for 10 minutes or something, like, and I totally am because we're working from home. Like,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's just such an amazing game. Like I'm just delighted every moment I'm playing this. It's so charming.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this one. I guess I can't quantify yet why this one's grabbed me, whereas the 3DS one didn't. But
Did you play the 3DS one?
I played it for a little bit, and I just got quickly bored and didn't
I
continue
if
with
I'm
it.
there's like a set dressing to it. Like something about being the mayor in the 3DS one didn't do it for me. Like
It really, I didn't play the 3DS one,
it just wasn't as
honestly.
comfy to be the mayor as it is to just be a resident of this town. I can't explain why, because your powers are like the same. Like you
Yeah,
know, but it's
the
not like
I feel like the island aesthetic adds so much to the game. Like the fact that you're on like a remote island, I don't know, that's super appealing to me.
it also like the fact that you build it all yourself, it's so much more yours than it ever has been before. Like it's always been your town, and especially in New Leaf where you're the mayor, but you've always just kind of shown up, and now it really is like it makes sense that you name it. It makes sense. Like they give you time to get really close to your first two villagers before they introduce anybody else, and so like even I wasn't too keen on Renee at first, but we kind of bonded because I had nobody else to talk to. Like
So which Renee do you have?
I have I think Hippo Renee is what she is.
Okay, I have Renee, but the
It's
Nay
it's
is
R
spelled
E N E E. Yeah.
the Nay is spelled Neigh like a horse, and she's a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just have two koalas.
Really?
Yeah, I got
two
two
koalas.
koalas. I got another koala. So I have a koala and a rabbit.
I
I
have
had
I
then
have
I got
two
another
rabbits
koala
now.
and a wolf and a goat. I didn't get any fun villagers. All I got were goats and koalas.
Yeah,
I've
I've
got
been watching.
I've got an octopus moving in tomorrow. That's kind of exciting.
Oh, nice. I've been watching Griffin McElroy stream it every once in a while during work, and he has a bird villager named Sprocket that is like made of metal, and he keeps referring to Sprocket as a weapon to rival the Metal Gear. And it's
Wait, what?
cracking me up. A weapon
Yeah,
to
no.
rival Metal
That's
Gear.
awesome.
Yeah.
I have the really active rabbit. So it's just rabbit named
Oh
Snake,
yeah.
and I keep thinking, I'm like,
No,
what
I
are
have
you
a
doing?
tiger named
So
Tybalt, and I keep walking up on him, and he's just like doing sprints around the island. It's
Oh no,
just,
no, this one I saw him pumping iron under a tree.
oh
I got
really?
out the
so I guess
dumbbell and
this
was
is a
just like
thing.
getting games.
This is a thing then, because I have a villager named Genji, and he's like a Japanese themed rabbit, and his whole thing is working out as well.
Yeah, you
So
you always get a sporty villager in your first two,
okay,
which like I
interesting.
kind of don't like because it really limits the starter pool, but also it kind of makes sense because like of the personality types that would be into moving into a deserted island, the sporty is going to be one of them, right?
I don't
Like,
know what the
I
hold on.
guess. How
like
does that explain previous entries then?
what do you mean?
You said it's all. Oh, okay. You're saying just for
Just
New
for New
Horizons.
Horizons,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I think there's only like two types you get, and so you get one of each type as a villager at the beginning of the game, and
Yeah,
then it really opens up.
I'm really keen on. I don't. So this is my first Animal Crossing ostensibly, right? Because I kind of played New
Oh
Leaf,
my
but really
god.
didn't. And what's up?
I just learned I misgendered my first koala villager.
All beans.
It's a woman. I
Hmm.
thought they were both males. Oh god, I feel so bad.
But this game just like, yeah, you talk about it as your first Animal Crossing a little bit,
Yeah.
Ahmed, and then
So
I want to talk about some like
yeah, I
nostalgia
guess
trips that I've had.
I guess, well, actually, that's where I was going with it. Like, all these things that people have known about for like years, like over a decade even, are kind of new to me. So I was just kind of wondering, as long-term vets of the series, what kind of things are different about this one that are catching your attention more? Because I feel like it's not just me. Like, this game is blown up globally.
Well, I'm going to say what they did right that's the same first, because that's what I'm thinking of right now. First of all, as far as I can tell, the game is fully playable on a GameCube controller, which is
Ooh,
just amazing. And yeah,
haven't
because you
tried
don't
that.
use I guess you don't have a minus button, so you can't save and quit on a GameCube controller. But like everything else, I feel like you have because you don't need a. No, you can't decorate. You need to click the stick. So I take it back. But it's largely playable on a GameCube controller. But the cliffs are nice. The cliffs haven't been back. I think they might have been in City Folk, but
The
they
cliffs?
yeah, like the multi-tiered villages.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
That was in GameCube, and then it wasn't in Wild World or New Leaf, which were the other two that I sunk a lot of time in. I barely played City Folk. I don't know what it was.
I've
It
played
just
a lot
didn't
of City Folk.
Did it
I
have
like to, like-
cliffs?
Oh, what?
Did it have cliffs?
It did have. It did not. I don't remember City Folk.
Yeah.
I think it did. I think mine did.
But it's like a massive return to form in my mind because they brought back cliffs, which I love.
Yeah.
I really didn't like Main Street in New Leaf, which was like all your shops and your museum and stuff were like all in one place at the top of the town. And that just never really rubbed me right because it made all the towns feel kind of samey. And like now, like if you want to do that, like if you want to put all your shops and stuff together in one place, that's your God-given right. But like
Yeah.
I don't. I want to spread out my town. I just like
Yeah,
that.
me too.
And I don't know. I like well, and now into stuff that they're doing right this time that they like new stuff. There was this thing in New Leaf. It was basically the best way to play the game, and it was to go to your island in the evening and catch bugs. And for some reason, that never really rubbed me right. Like it just felt like way too grindy and annoying. And yet in this game, like the optimal strategy in a lot of ways is to get a Nook Miles ticket and go to a mystery island in, whenever you want. It doesn't really have to be evening anymore.
Tarantula Island.
Yeah, Tarantula Island is like
I
killer.
want to
but,
go.
like, I haven't found one yet. But like that
I
doesn't
haven't
rub
found one
me as
either.
grindy in the same way because like it's not boring to go to these islands like it was.
It really-
in
Yeah,
It's
New
a
Leaf.
brand
each
new
one's a new,
experience.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like an adventure. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, and like they've not been spectacularly interesting for me, but it is just a nice little change of scenery. Like, 2,000 Nook Miles felt like a ton on my first day, but ever since then
Yeah.
it's felt like kind of nothing. And now it's like, man, do I want to go like see if I can find an island that spawns some rare fish? Do I,
Yeah.
or
And I don't-
grab some wood just because I'm bored and I have a few minutes? Like,
Fish
Also,
bait.
sorry, go ahead, Mike.
Fish bait, greatest thing this game has ever added.
oh yeah, because I wasn't thinking because I built myself a neat little fishing spot by a waterfall on the first cliff layer, and I was like, man, this is really cool, but I'm never actually gonna like be there because when I'm fishing, I'm usually running along the stream. But now that fish bait exists, like I can actually chill in my cool little fishing spot I made. I could probably put a
Yeah.
little radio there and like actually, do that. And that's totally new. You used to just kind of have to run along the water to find fish.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
what I do. I just run along like the coast because I guess I'm looking for more like saltwater.
Yeah, the thing is, and that's a totally, I do that as well, especially if I'm like just fishing to kill time. But I believe fish bait has a higher chance of getting you better fish. At least.
That's funny.
Is that not true? Because that's been the
It
case
doesn't
for
feel
me.
like it.
Like if I use 10 fish bait, it seems like I get at least a red snapper, and last time I did it, I got an oarfish. Like it just.
Oh
seems-
my god, you got an oarfish?
Yeah, I get them all the time. If
Now
I'm
I
fishing out,
feel-
like,
So is the
feel really
oarfish the really
bad.
big one?
yeah,
Yeah.
that I showed you. Yeah.
I feel really stupid for getting 3 coelacanths from one spot. And a
yeah,
tuna.
I've gotten a ton of. But my
Oh,
friend Kaylee today was telling me she went to an island and she caught 3 coelacanths, like 2 oarfish, a ton of red snappers. Like she just found an island where super rare fish spawn constantly. She got an entire inventory full of these super rare fish and went home, and
So
she
I'm
made
guessing-
100. She made 140,000 bells off of that.
The weirder a fish looks, slash the bigger it is, the rarer it is. general.
Basically, yeah. Basically,
can we
anything other than
extinct
a
out the
sea bass
sea
is
bass?
good.
Can we drive those things to extinction?
Yeah, I hate sea. Well, at this rate, we're gonna fish them to extinction. Like, I catch them every 5 minutes. I hate those things.
I really hope we do.
So yesterday I went to my friend's island, and for some reason he gets like insane fish. And I think they say that if you go to a friend's island, you have a better chance of catching better fish. But
See,
like it was just ridiculous. I caught
I
one of
told you
those.
that. Was it raining?
I don't think so.
Because I think rain might bring out better fish, but I also do. I have a sinking suspicion because I feel like when I'm on another person's island, I'm getting better fish. But like obviously, I haven't
But-
seen the numbers yet.
Okay, but I caught like all sorts of rare fish, and I was excited to go back and turn them in. And I guess like, do you have to leave through the airport for it to save?
Yes.
Okay, so I pressed minus to leave, and I lost everything, and I was very sad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I went back. I was just like, okay, maybe I'll just try this again. Then I caught like all sorts of crazy stuff. Like I caught a whale shark and a great white shark.
Oh, really? You
And-
caught sharks?
Was this Jordan's island?
Oh,
Yeah.
it has to be. Yeah. I
No,
guess.
it's not. It's not Jordan's Island.
Was it a time traveler though?
No.
Was it someone
no.
who was in the
Well,
southern
Yes,
hemisphere?
he was in the southern
That was
hemisphere.
probably why.
Oh,
I catch
okay.
those
Yeah, I was
fish.
gonna say because sharks aren't out in the spring. They come
Yeah,
out.
so
in,
like
summer.
I've caught all sorts of strange and awesome sea creatures over there.
Yeah. I
Can't wait to
kinda
go back.
Disappointed. Like, I think it'd be neat if there was a chance, and I guess that there might be, but if there was a chance the mystery islands you visit could be a different season, I think that would add a ton of
Yeah.
flavor to it.
So is it confirmed that they're always like in your hemisphere?
Nothing's confirmed as far as I'm concerned. I haven't
Yeah.
read anything.
And that's
so-
okay, so that's a good segue. That's another thing I really, really love about this game. Like I have no desire whatsoever to time travel, like set my
Nah.
clock forward and like just get more
I-
content that way. I love the fact that every day when I come on, I don't know what to expect and I'm excited to see what the game has to give me and what's happening that day.
I get the itch like the day the museum was closed. I got a strong itch to skip that day. And tomorrow my resident services center, that's what it's called, is going to be closed, and like I'll be feeling the itch tomorrow too, especially since I won't have access to like my Nook miles or anything. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to fight the urge because that's just
Yeah, I know.
just don't.
It's just it's like a perfect storm, I think. Like that style of gameplay, and I don't want to say it, but it's kind of true. Plus, like with the state of the world right now being really kind of bad,
yeah.
I feel like it's a perfect storm for Animal Crossing. I feel
it
like
really is,
that really has helped boost the sales a lot. Like so many people are, escaping to Animal Crossing, and it's like the perfect escape game for what's happening right now. You go to your own special little happy place and that you can grow and
And I really
maintain
do
yourself.
like it's so charming. Like I love my like I keep visiting other people's islands and stuff, and like that's fun to me. But I really
Yeah.
do like mine more than anyone else's. Like,
I feel the same way about mine. Yeah, like-
none of you have seen my island. Like,
No, I haven't been there yet. I want to check it out.
I've been
but, like-
moving trees around and everything.
Yeah, I'm waiting until I get.
but mine
past,
just feels like probably like from an aesthetic standpoint, like most people's islands are better than mine because I don't really, I haven't really visually overhauled it too much, but like it just feels like home to me. Like I prefer it
love,
for
like,
that.
I have all these little hangout spots I've made, and
Yeah.
they're all like just coincidence. Like I got a telescope and like this weird stone like slab that has some writing on it. I got them at the same time, and so like I put them both together up at the top of a mountain. Like I'm trying to find something in the sky based on this slab, and I think that's super cool. And like I just want to go up there and look for shooting stars some nights, which are a
Yeah,
thing.
I've seen
Yeah.
shooting stars quite
Oh,
a few
Have you made
times.
a wish
actually.
on them?
I don't know how to do that.
You just hit
unequip
A.
your tool, yeah.
What?
You
have to
just hit
unequip your
A with
tools.
nothing in your hands. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen
Yeah.
them.
I had a
quite a
blather's
bit.
sister Celeste showed up on my island and explained that to me. I haven't seen one yet, so there's actually I have like
I've seen them multiple times. That's
I have
pretty-
like a crafting recipe where I need something you can get from shooting stars,
wow.
and I haven't
okay.
been able to get it yet.
God, I love this. There's so much like I think especially for me because this is my first Animal Crossing game. Like there's so much for me to absorb, and I love just discovering all of it. And
Honestly,
can we talk about the museum for a second?
Oh my gosh,
Oh
yeah.
my
Like
God,
the
it's
museum's
beautiful.
always been cool, like seeing all your stuff and all, but like it's never been anything like this.
Okay, I was gonna say like has it been like this before? Because like I went in there and my jaw dropped. Like It
Nah,
looks
I
like
mean,
an
this
actual. It looks like something I would pay money to go to in real life.
Yeah, it does. It really is gorgeous. It does bother me when you go through the bug area. There are like these giant trees and stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking like, man, I kind of wish I could have that like outside and stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it's just amazing. And,
I
and
think
maybe you can.
the
There might be like
aquarium
furniture
the
trees.
aquarium was the most impressive part to me, like with all the
I
fish
see.
you've caught swimming around.
I really like the bug area because like they went buck wild.
Yeah.
Like I think in previous games they haven't done this so much because it's been like not super powerful consoles, but
Right.
they like baked all the lighting, which is something they can't do on the rest of the island because the sun's moving all day, like the shadows are changing. But
Yeah.
this was a room that was going to be the same all the time, so they were able to actually bake the lighting, and it looks really
Yeah, it
good.
looks incredible. And I love,
Yeah.
like just going into the bug area, seeing like looking for all your bugs flying around. And I love
I-
how it's like I really thought it'd be like just trophies or something, like I didn't expect to go in and see like the creatures actually there.
Oh yeah, you see, I knew it was going to be like that because I'd watched the trailers and stuff, but like, and it was like that before. Like the bugs and the fish, that you've always been able to actually see them and stuff.
Really?
It just
Okay,
wasn't
that's
on
cool.
that scale.
Yeah, it just didn't look nearly this good.
Yeah, the presentation is insane.
And that's just true of the whole game. Like, I thought I was gonna get real annoyed at first when I had to start putting out furniture like outside. I felt like I was getting stifled a little bit. But really, I kind of needed that guidance. Like, you get all those crafting recipes and your villagers like demand stuff because I'm
Yeah.
really bad. Normally, I only decorate around my own house. Like, I've only ever in any previous Animal Crossing game, I've only ever put flowers around my house. I've only ever like, stuff like that. I'm just really
Yeah.
greedy with it. But now, like, you have these Nook Miles tasks. Like, I have to plant flowers all the time, so like, I might as well plant some for my villagers. I kind of wish they'd plant their own a little bit, but they do take care of them themselves.
Yeah, and the fact
Yeah.
that you don't have to water flowers anymore is great.
Yeah, that's huge.
Wait, you don't? I've
You
been
don't-
watering.
Do not.
You
They can
water them
propagate.
if you want them
Yeah.
to like, if you want more flowers, water them, but you don't
So,
have to water them.
do they
for them to
they
survive.
multiply?
And you
Yeah.
can also crossbreed.
Yeah, you can get like rare
Oh,
crossbreeds
yeah.
stuff.
Okay, that explains. Like some of my flowers are like crazy colors, and I don't understand. I don't remember. I didn't remember planting them. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why
That's
some
so
of my
cool.
flower beds are the shape they are. And I guess there's you just have so much to discover, and
like-
me and Mike probably do too, but we just haven't seen it yet.
Honestly,
And
like this is evoking. Sorry to interrupt you, but
no, you're fine.
I was just gonna say, this is evoking the same feelings Breath of the Wild did in me, where like all these like minor little interactions and like little things add up and create a completely like sublime immersive experience. And like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just discovering what works, what doesn't work, what can happen, what is possible, and like what surprises lie around every corner. Like just going through that experience, and like I feel like I'm still like technically in the early game, right? What, this is like day 4 or 5?
Oh my god, yeah, you're in the early game for like another 2 months probably. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane to me. Like I can't even I can't even imagine like
Maybe not
months
that,
from
but
now.
like at least a few weeks. Like
Yeah, no, but still, like I feel like if this was the whole game, I'd be completely satisfied, but it's definitely not.
and I'm thoroughly convinced we're gonna get like there are a few things missing from the game right now that like and like I've seen like they're just not in the game. I've seen that online.
Mhm.
Froggy
that's-
chair. Froggy
Yeah,
chair.
Froggy Chair. What I heard Brewster's not in the game. He's the guy who runs the coffee shop.
And gyroids.
Yeah,
Gyroids are not in
and-
the game yet.
That can't be right. Like that update is coming. Like I
Yeah.
really believe it is. And if that update is coming, then like a lot of my little gripes that I have, like a lot of people, it's really annoying to split items and stuff.
Tool
Like stuff
durability.
like that.
Super
Yeah.
annoying.
I don't think the tool durability kills me, but I also think there's probably going to be like some super durable or maybe indestructible tools that you can get later.
Yeah, I feel like tools are going to get indestructible sooner or later. Like the good tools already last me a good bit. Like it's not
Yeah.
as much of a problem as it was in the early game.
Right, in the early game it was annoying, but the
Yeah,
decent
the
tools,
flimsy
yeah.
tools were very annoying, but yeah.
Now I'm not even running out of resources. Like I have plenty of resources to go around.
I don't know if this has been your all's experience, but softwood and hardwood, I have like a ton of.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
keep running out of normal wood. Like I'm good now. I think I've got 2 stacks in storage. But like for the first couple of days, I was constantly running out of normal wood. It felt like every recipe needed
Yeah.
it. It felt like and I just never
Well,
had any.
I don't
But
know. I
finally
feel like
kind of caught up.
my recipes have had a good balance of like all the wood types.
See, I might have just got unlucky with the recipes I got. I might have just got all wood recipes and stuff.
Yeah.
I got a lot of wood recipes too, and I still ran out of wood. It took me 2 days, or not 2 days, but a foreign island going to get enough trees to do it.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of, and it doesn't bother me to buy Nook Miles tickets, but I do get a little disappointed when I desperately need wood and I get a bamboo island. I've been getting a ton of bamboo islands.
The first time I encountered one, I thought it was so cool. I like cut all the trees down and took all the bamboo back. I was
Yeah,
like, this is
yeah.
really special. Then I
Did you
like, came
plant some
across
bamboo?
4 more. I was like, oh yeah, I
Oh,
definitely I did
Yeah, I
around
thought it
my
was
house.
super special too. I mean the one that really psyched me, like I got super excited, was I found an island with peaches because I have pears in mine, and peach was like the last fruit I needed, and there was
Do
just
you know anybody with apples? Because I need apples.
I've got apples.
Yeah, apples were the last fruit I needed. I just got them for my friend today, so I officially have all the fruit types.
I think I
Like,
actually
for
have
having
an apple tree with fruit on it in my town. I can check after the podcast and get you some. I'll shoot
See,
you.
I'm running
later
around
some
right now.
apples.
Did
Yeah,
you get my
I was.
gift?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
I have another one lying around.
I sent gifts to both of you as well.
Yeah, people have been sending me a lot of gifts. I've sent gifts. I don't think it's really been. It's usually just if I find something that like it makes me think of somebody. I don't know your all's islands well enough to like fit your style yet. Jordan sent me a guitar, which was like super thoughtful.
He sent
In
me
my
a guitar
opinion.
too.
Oh well, I play
Sorry.
guitar. I assumed
Yeah.
he was like sending me that because he knows that I play guitar a lot. But
I have
maybe
like
not.
a nice like recording room in the back of my house now.
So let's
that's
talk
awesome.
about that. Like, so I think you two are further along with your houses than I am. I only have like the bigger house. Like I upgraded from tent to house. So I went from a tent to a house to a bigger house. But I'm guessing you guys have the second room.
I have the
Yeah.
back room, yeah.
Yeah, I got
And
the back
I'm
room.
probably gonna pay off that loan probably tonight because I won't be able to tomorrow, so I might grind it out tonight.
Jeez, you guys are progressing so fast. I still have so much to pay on my loan, let alone the one for the next room. That's crazy.
It's just I don't know. It's just money comes easy to me in this game. I think it's what it probably is Mike and I know what's worth catching
Yeah.
and stuff and what's not. Like the paper kite butterflies are worth a ton of money. The emperor butterflies, the blue ones,
Are they paper kites?
They're worth,
I
like-
have not been catching those.
they're worth like 1K, I think.
Oh, that's not
So
like.
it's not a ton, but
ton.
it's a lot more than like, a white butterfly or a yellow
I think
butterfly.
my primary money making strategy right now is to just go to Josh's island and fish there because he has crazy fish.
Yeah, and that's always good. Like just selling a full inventory of fish, like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get like 15 or 20,000 from that. And I just kind of passively been doing that.
Oh,
Sometimes if you have a ton of resources, it can be worth your while to like craft whatever the hot item is at Nook's Cranny.
yeah, I've done that a few times
Yeah.
as well. I was gonna ask. That reminded me. What's the deal with the turnips? I don't
Oh,
understand
it's-
that.
The turnips are an investment system. Essentially, it's called the stalk market, but it's the stock market. You buy turnips low and try to sell high.
How do you
Yeah.
buy turnips? Like I haven't seen that.
Oh.
The turnip seller comes by early Sunday.
Yeah,
Like
Sunday morning,
mornings.
Daisy May shows up on your island.
Oh,
It's this
okay.
adorable little girl, and she sells you turnips.
Okay, and so
hopefully-
the price varies day to day, like stock
Yeah, so what
varies.
you really should do is
Twice a
probably
day.
like, yeah, it's
Price
different in
updates
the
twice
morning
a
and the
day.
afternoon.
So like it's very dependent on what the price is on Sunday then, right? If she only shows up on Sunday.
Right. So if she shows up and she's trying to sell you turnips for $300 or 300 bells, don't buy because like the average price it seems like to me is around 100. But
Okay,
like
I've
if
seen
it's
them for
under
like 50, 60.
yeah, if it's under
Oh,
100,
lately.
you absolutely need to buy.
Okay.
Yeah,
very-
I
But
bought
never
mine at I
sell,
think
like-
100 bells per, and I sold it for like 176.
Yeah,
Made
selling
a good $800 profit.
And do other people's islands have different turnip rates?
yes.
Okay, that's very interesting.
And
A lot
so
of,
there's
lot of things to
this
consider.
thing you can do. Like people on Reddit will like share if they have a really high turnip price day. I'm not into that. Like that seems kind of not in the spirit. But like if one of you two had like a really good turnip price, I'd
Yeah,
want
for
to know
sure.
and I'd want to come sell.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for explaining that. That's Yeah, I'm
Yeah, that's
super
something I've
I'm
never
super into
really
that.
taken part in, but like, if you wanna get a lot of money fast, save up 100,000 bells or something and pump it all into turnips,
I
and
just
you
I
can,
just pumped 100,000 bells into my loan payment.
yeah,
I just think it's so funny. One of the most addicting aspects of this game is just paying off your debt. It's just like, what
Yeah.
does that say about us as a society that that's like one of the main game mechanics?
this game just has me like, it always kind of bugged me in previous games, I think, because like the way you like help shops show up basically or help them get better is to just buy a ton of stuff from them. So it has me like, even if I don't have room for a piece of furniture or something, like, but I think I kind of vaguely like it, I'm buying it and just tossing it in storage. Especially since like the room editing is so clean now, I'm just like, well, eventually I might have a spot for this, so I buy it and put it away.
Yeah,
And I
I played around with the editor and I like it a lot. It's very intuitive and
and I just
it's
know I'm
much
like
easier than like pushing
things
things
for me.
around how I was doing before.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a pain to decorate previously. And speaking of other things that they've super super streamlined, I am in love with the wardrobe. Have you
Okay,
used it,
so
Andon?
yeah, I've got a wardrobe, but doesn't it just let you change? Like, can you actually
Yes.
store clothes in it?
You store your clothes in storage,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
and then
And
they're
then they show
available
up.
to you in the wardrobe. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And the
Okay.
reason that's so cool is because, like, in the past, I've pretty much picked a look that I like, and that's been it. Like, I've just stuck with that. But
Mhm.
now, like, with the wardrobe there, like, I kind of want to just have a bunch of clothes like I do in real life and put something together every morning. Like, you can access your patterns in there because I have a hoodie and a shirt that I made in patterns that I really like. Like, I made a really cool Perspectrum shirt. For those of you who have not been listening to the show forever, Perspectrum is a game that I made, and I have the logo on a shirt. I love wearing that around. Back in high school, I was really into sriracha, and I had a sriracha hoodie, which was like it was a red hoodie with a green hood, and like
Like,
has the
are
little
you?
sriracha.
Is this the sauce? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
He was into the sauce.
I wasn't nearly. I ate the sauce. People perceived me as being super into it, and somebody got me a sriracha hoodie, which I did wear because I thought it was hilarious. And I got a ton of compliments on that hoodie all the time. It doesn't fit me anymore, but I made that, and I think that's cool. Like, I'm just kind of making some of the more distinct clothing items I own in real life in
Yeah.
the game, and that's so cool.
Yeah,
And you
usually
can access all that from the wardrobe.
in most games I don't mess with like, the default character settings and clothes and stuff like that. I really just like leaving things default, which I know
Yeah.
I'm a monster, but for this it's completely different. Like,
There is no default in Animal
yeah, there
Crossing.
is no default,
Yeah.
and like I definitely like I've tried on like outfits before, and I'm currently pretty content with how I look right now. But like obviously, if I find something better, I'll change it. And I do have things like in storage, like in case I change my mind later.
I think I'll probably get into cosplay in this game too, a little bit. Like, I've seen some really cool designs people have done online that, like, you change your hair, you change your face, and you put on this outfit and you look exactly like some character.
Yeah.
And I know that there's an item you can get in the game that lets you, like, change your appearance to, like, presets that you have.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be a huge thing for me. Like, I'll probably have all those presets set real quick. Most of them will be outfits that I just like, but like, if I can look like Goku in one of them, like, yeah, I'm gonna look like Goku.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so in love with this game, dude.
Oh, my villagers
Just
are
the
having a
little
spat.
tiny things that they've added. Like, the wardrobe makes me want to have a lot of clothes, and I've never done that before.
Yeah.
I
I've
really
never-
like the villager AI.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it feels
it's
like they're a lot better. I
the
didn't play New
dialogue
Leaf,
is so
but-
much better too.
I appreciate the dialogue, and I also like that, like, if I just walk around in the middle of the day, they're always like doing something. They're not just like, I mean, they could just be standing there, they could be just be walking around, but maybe they're trying to catch a bug, or maybe they're like straightening out their furniture. Like, they're always actually like doing something, which is I find really cool.
And I
Or
like
they're
that you
like
can just
sitting
give
under
them
a
a gift.
tree. Yeah.
That's new. Like, you've never been able to just like have a dialogue option that's there whenever to like just give somebody a gift. It's always been like, oh, can you go fetch this for me? Which is in this game. It's harder to get to, I think. Like, I don't think they'll just do it. I think you have to talk to them quite a bit, at least in my experience. But like, I was talking to Tybalt yesterday. I talked to him like a bunch of times because he's probably my best bud on my island. Although Nan is catching up to him, she's new. But he like,
you have
hey,
Nan? Hold on. I think I have Nan too.
oh really? She was the only one I found on an island that I liked enough to invite.
The
She's
goat.
adorable.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I just invited like the first 3 people I saw because I don't know. I
See,
just
I
figured-
did not, and I'm actually happy I didn't because the 2 randoms I got instead, I actually quite like. I got Hornsby and some monkey, Tammy, and Tammy's gonna be. I don't know if we're gonna be best buds, but I like having her around. She's like kind
So
of crazy.
I heard like people can leave your village.
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
I don't know if that's a thing in New Horizons yet. I don't know if they'll just leave. Traditionally, yeah, if you don't talk to them a bunch, they'll eventually like lose interest and decide to move away.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean you can stop them. It's never like if
Oh,
you're
okay.
playing every day, even you know.
And is there
nobody
like
won't
a-
be
is
without
there
it.
like
I
a-
do have Nan. Oh, we have the same villager, Connor.
That's
So
okay.
Okay, so I have my 2 default were Genji and Renee. Genji being the Japanese bunny and
Yeah.
Renee being the horse. Then I got I think like a sheep or like a ram or something.
Mhm.
Like she was like wearing a straw hat. I don't remember her name, but she's all right, I guess.
Oh, that's new too. Your villagers being able to like actually accessorize. That's
Yeah.
that was in Pocket Camp, and actually this game's taken a lot of the good from Pocket Camp has made it into this game, which I can only praise, even though I don't love Pocket Camp.
Yeah, that's the mobile one, right?
Right, and it's not a bad game. My only beef with Pocket Camp is that there's not enough dialogue, and it's like 100% menus.
Yeah.
But if you just want to get your fix on like decorating and chilling with some villagers, Pocket Camp is pretty good.
But yeah, and then I also have so I have another bunny, which I'm not too keen on because I want like diverse species, but whatever. Named Claude,
See, it wouldn't surprise me if you can like
and he seems like kind of uppity. I don't know about him.
once Isabel shows up, I like your odds of being able to like ask somebody to move because they're really leaning into like this is your island, you can do what you want with it.
But I also kind of like I don't know. I would feel kind of bad doing that. Like
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
that's they're probably gonna make you. Actually, they probably won't make you feel bad for it. They typically let you do whatever you want, repercussion free. Like
Yeah.
I have
And then-
to like fight my innate like eco-friendly urges to not chop down every single tree when I visit islands.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be. Or I know I like when I've done the Nook Ticket Islands, I've totally chopped down all the trees.
Yeah, I've
there.
just decimated them.
Yeah.
It bugs me a little bit at first, but then I'm like, yeah, we're doing it. I've heard that you can make your own Tarantula Island, which sounds a little too grindy to me, but if you dig up every flower and every tree, and like there's just nothing on the island, then tarantulas will start spawning.
Huh.
But that's a
Interesting.
ton of work for one thing. Like I don't even know if the payoff would be worth it anymore because I don't think that'd be
Yeah, I don't want to do like optimizations in this game. I just
Yeah.
want to enjoy it.
And I don't feel compelled to. In New Leaf, I absolutely felt compelled. Like, you know what it kind of is? In New Leaf, like if you wanted to build a bridge, you were looking at a loan, essentially. It was called a Public Works project, and it would be like 300,000 bells. And I'm like, well, great. Now I'm just, my villagers aren't going to help with this. I'm just staring down the barrel of 2 loans now.
Yeah.
And that wasn't very fun for me. But in this one, it's like, yeah, no, we just need you to go get the wood to build this bridge. And I'm super here for that.
Yeah.
And like all
Yeah.
the decorations you can put outside that basically are the equivalent of public works projects, but you're just crafting them and placing them. That's just way more fun to me. The lack of focus on money. New Leaf just had too much money in it for me to have fun a lot of the time.
Tom
And-
Nook had too much power in New Leaf.
Yeah.
This game, you've got the power, kind of. But I was gonna say, like the last villager I have is an octopus moving in tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited about that because she seems pretty unique. But I guess my question is there like a cap? Like, is this all the villagers I'm gonna get?
I
Are there
doubt
more?
it. The cap in New Leaf was like 10 or 12.
Oh wow, okay, that's way more
And the
than I
island
thought.
is considerably bigger than the town was in New Leaf.
You know,
Yeah.
that's another really cool thing. Like, just objectively speaking, when compared to like other games, like the game world is so small, but it feels just right. Like it feels
Yeah, it
like
really is.
it feels enough to where it's just like you get to know it intimately, but it's big enough to like,
Yeah,
you
if
know,
it got to be any
creatively
bigger,
customize it the way you want to.
yeah, if it got to be any bigger, I'd be like overwhelmed because like eventually I want this whole like the majority
You're
of
gonna
this
develop
island.
all of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be something. And I think if it was any bigger than it is, that would be intimidating. But as it is right now, like it's just not. I'm like, yeah, no, this is great. I could, if I want to, I could make a little neighborhood. I could like,
Yeah,
there's
that's
just a
super
ton of
exciting.
options. Yeah.
Have you guys discovered the secret beach on the
Oh,
north
yeah.
side
Oh
of the
yeah,
map?
the little one in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about just sticking a couple chairs there and
Yeah, that
just
would be fun. I
having
haven't
that
gone there at all,
chill
but I
spot.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really small, but it's just like a cool little thing that's there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were like secret fish that you could only get there or something, like a little Easter
Yeah,
egg.
totally.
But yeah, it would be cool to like put, and I like that you can display your tools outside. I didn't see any use for that until I was watching Griffin McElroy play earlier
Wait,
today.
can you explain?
Like you can just drop a tool, like you can place it like it's a piece of furniture. And
Doesn't
so
it like
like
turn into a toolbox though?
no,
Nope.
that's when you drop it. When you place it, it turns into a piece of furniture.
Oh,
And it's actually like a fishing rod or a net. And Griffin just has like four nets like stamped into the ground so that when one breaks, you can just go grab another instead of
well, that's
crafting
kind
a
of
piece of
cool.
That's so useful.
And I like at my favorite fishing spot, I just like to declare beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is a fishing spot. I put a fishing rod in the ground. Like
Yeah.
that's just super neat. Like stuff like that's just. I already have plans for once I can terraform a little bit. Like I kind of want the original Animal Crossing had these big lakes on the river essentially, and I think I want to give myself one of those.
You can terraform? That's cool.
Yeah, like eventually you get what's called permits. I don't know if this is a little bit of a spoiler. I thought we'd already talked about this, but like you can dig up new rivers and you can like
Wow.
build cliffs and tear down cliffs and stuff. So the whole
This is
island.
insane. Yeah. Like it's
And
so
I'm
much.
probably not going to touch that a ton because I'm already kind of in love with the look of my island.
Oh wait, we did talk about terraforming. Okay, yeah, I remember
Like
now.
I'm
I totally
interested in
forgot about it.
developing what I have more so than I am
Yeah, me
like I know
too.
people that are probably going to chop down every single tree in their island or at least dig them up and then flatten the entire island and then like have a blank canvas. And I'm not really here for that.
No, I
That's
kind of
my
I think I enjoy the geography of my island as it is. Like
yeah.
I don't know, it feels like that's the way it was when I got there, and that I just have to like take that into account when I develop on it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna make some changes, but like yeah, I just like what I have. Like I picked this island because I liked it out of the four
Yeah.
I was given. I want to make the ponds a little bit bigger. I think, some small stuff, but I don't know. I really want to move my house. I like where my house is, but I feel a little stifled by the fact that like when I placed it, I couldn't cross the river and I couldn't climb the cliff. I kind of wish that like you placed your tent wherever and then you got another opportunity to place your house somewhere. But I'm sure I'll be able to move it soon.
So one thing I noticed when I got that first expansion for my house, on the outside it was the same size. Does it ever get any bigger?
It'll like look bigger, but it's never going to actually take up more space.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I was wondering. Because I
It
thought.
gets taller and stuff like
Okay, good. Yeah.
yeah. And just
In
like
pre-
they do some stuff that makes it look bigger, but it's kind of a trick of the eye. Yeah.
Okay. In previous games, could you go to other people's islands or other
Yes.
people's
You have
villages?
always that's a feature that's been in every game, I think. Maybe not
Oh,
the
okay.
N64 version, because I don't know how they would do it. But yeah, you've been able to like you had to actually have the other person's memory card
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
in the original, and like you couldn't both play at the same time. But if you had a memory card with another town on slot B, you could go visit it.
Yeah,
And that
and
was
now
neat.
I think you can have like up to 8 people on an island at once,
Yeah,
right?
you can have. I think you can have like. Can you have 8 people living on an island?
Maybe?
I think you can.
I'm just talking about online play though.
Yeah, online play you can allegedly have 8 people, and I've seen some people do it. But when I tried to get up to like 4, I think some of my friends just had really bad internet, but it crashed.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think I've been on one with more than 3.
I have been the 4th person on an island before. This was actually funny. It doesn't tell you whose island you're going to. It only gives you the island name.
Yeah.
And I had walked over to just see whose gate was open, and there's this person I'm just friends with on Twitter, and I was like thinking, I saw that my brother was online, and I saw that a gate was open, and I was like, oh, it's probably his, because the name looked like something I wouldn't be surprised being his, and I just didn't text him or anything, and I went, and it was totally this person I'm friends with on Twitter and haven't talked to in real life in years, and I showed up, and they were like hanging out with their friends, and I was like, oh, this is weird, and I like caught one fish and left pretty much.
Yeah, well, I don't know, like that's another thing. Like, is it weird? Like, is there some sort of like etiquette protocol for Animal Crossing?
I don't think it is weird, except like,
I mean, they left their gate open.
Yeah, no, they totally weren't
like,
upset that I was there, but I was clearly kind of crashing. I think normally, like if it happened again, it would be fine, but where this was so early on in the game, I felt like they were like they hadn't had time to add people to their best friends list.
Yeah.
So like, a week from now, the game's been out a while. Everybody has everybody they want on their best friends list there. If they leave it open to all friends, then I'm totally A-okay.
Yeah.
But at the time, they probably didn't have their best friends list together. They probably, So,
yeah.
If it happens again, I'll probably hang out. But
so yeah, the game's been out for like what, 5 days now?
It feels like an eternity. Like I feel
Almost
like
it feels like forever. I can't imagine life without it.
It feels like forever, but at the same time, like I don't see myself stopping anytime soon.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
Spoiler for the games I've been playing later, and I may be the only one who even has that this week. That because we've all been so into Animal Crossing, but I figured I'd be playing a little Animal Crossing and a lot of Doom, and that has not been true.
Exactly. Yes. So I've been playing Neo 2 on and off, right? And I figured when I get Animal Crossing, be like, okay, I'll play like 50% Neo, 50% Animal Crossing, just kind of balance it. It's been like 90% Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I expected it to be like 70% Doom, 30% Animal Crossing, because I figured those first few days, like I'd heard, there's just nothing to do, and I don't care. Like
it's just so addictive being in that world.
Yeah, it really is. Like I'm not even doing it. Like I go over to people's towns, and like the multiplayer in this game is nothing. Like nothing happens. You're not doing anything together. You're just in the same island. Like a lot of the time I visit people's islands and we're not even standing in the same place. But I just like it. Like
but again, like
hanging out.
Look, we are like in a state of essentially, shelter in place. No one's leaving their house. This is the closest thing we're getting to actually like going over to your friend's house and hanging out. As strange as that may seem,
That's true. And that's true. Like that's true now. But like my friend Kaylee went off to work at a camp a couple months ago, and she's just been gone, and I haven't heard from her. Like we texted back and forth and stuff, but we actually like hopped on Animal Crossing and had voice chat on, and it was the closest we'd been to being in the same room in months.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of weird because.
So when are we doing a podcast exclusively on Animal Crossing?
I'm not playing Animal Crossing right now. I've looked at it on and off to help remember some stuff.
Yeah.
But,
but I get what you're saying, Mike. I don't know how we'd like record the audio from that. It'd probably be really bad.
Well, we could just record this way and be playing Animal Crossing and have like capture the footage if we had a capture card.
Maybe that could just be next week's episode, like part 2. Live Animal Crossing.
Yeah, part 2, because our islands will be stunting by next week at this rate. I mean, mine's already so homey. I love it so much. I think I have built. I haven't seen yours, Mike, and I haven't seen Jordan's. But of my friends that aren't time traveling that I visited, my island is like the most built up, and I'm pretty proud of that. Like,
I mean, I'm not much of a decorator. I've only put things like when like quests demanded I do so.
See, I've never been much of a decorator before, but like. I just really am so charmed. Like, I immediately plucked all the weeds, and, like, I love, like, I'm not, like, just doing stuff frivolously. Like, I have these, like, little pretend things. Like, I pretend, you can't actually use a telescope, but I've built a little stargazing area. You can't actually, Like, there's no purpose to it, but I'm pretending that there's a purpose to the little camping stove that I have at my fishing spot because I can like cook up the fish I catch. Like,
Mhm.
Oh, how dare
like
you
it all
eat your
has a
fish.
pretend purpose.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, I just love
So
it
just
so much.
Yeah, but just getting back to the point, it came out 5 days ago, and just looking at the sales
Oh my
figures they've
God, yeah.
released already, it's already the fastest selling game period in Japan, like Switch game, I think.
And the Switch sales, I believe it was like Game Explain. I saw reporting that Switch sales in Japan have passed Wii sales.
Yeah, and it's like sold. It's I think I saw a crazy statistic that like if you combine the launches for all the other Animal Crossing games, this beats all of them combined. It's just like
This beat the newest Monster Hunter, which is
yeah,
huge in
dude,
Japan.
this
Monster
beat
Hunter is the
this
Japanese
no,
Call
I
of
mean this
Duty.
literally
Like,
beat this beat Pokemon,
yeah.
which was already huge, unexpectedly so. We thought it'd be,
And
Pokemon
I
would be
think this was
stunted
really
because of the
I mean,
Pokedex.
because Animal Crossing's always kind of been a B franchise for Nintendo. Like it's never
Not
been.
anymore. This is
No.
going to make it legendary. I can tell.
And
Like you
I
can
think
tell.
they're gonna really amp up the post-launch content because like they've never done New Leaf. They kind of tested the waters. They had a huge update called Welcome Amiibo, where like they added a decoration system kind of similar to the one in New Horizons, and like they added a lot. They added like a precursor to Nook Miles, but you just got bells for doing it. But there were like daily tasks and stuff. Like you could kind of tell they were playing in the space to try to see how things went over.
Yeah.
They added it was called Welcome Amiibo, and it was the big tagline was Amiibo support, which whatever. I'm not a big Amiibo guy. I did like they added this was actually huge to me. They added Ganon and Wolflink and
Wait,
I think
what?
Medley as villagers.
What?
Yeah, Ganon was a pig, Wolflink was a wolf, Medley was a duck. Like, yeah, I have Ganon in my New Leaf Town. I'm hoping they're still. Do you have a Ganon amiibo, Ahmed?
I don't
Mars
really have
Island
any
exists.
amiibos.
You had to scan a Ganondorf amiibo.
Yeah, I
and
don't.
get Ganon to move into your town.
That's crazy.
I swiped my ex's amiibo real quick and scanned him in because that was just awesome.
Yeah.
And Wolflink was neat, but Ganon was the one I was super into. Like that was just so cute having a little pig Ganon running around.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
would absolutely, if that's still in the game, I would get it in a heartbeat. But I don't have a Ganon amiibo, and I don't know any amiibo collectors lately.
I know a few.
Okay, you'll have to hook me up because have you guys met Harvey yet?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
met Harv.
I was
I
a
wasn't
little
really-
disappointed.
I wasn't really interested in that aspect of the game, but
Me neither. I mean,
think it's cool that it's
especially
there, I
since
guess.
you have to have amiibos to really do anything there.
I mean, you could
You can
just
spawn
like,
your villagers in it.
yeah,
Oh, you can? How?
yeah. That he said that it's either you or your villagers, like the people on your island right now, or your amiibos. You could stick in there for like photos and stuff.
I went in and I couldn't figure out how to spawn my islanders in because I figured that you could do that, but then I didn't see how, and then I just
You go in
assumed it was
decoration mode.
their decorations. Okay.
Yeah, they're decorations technically.
I may actually do some stuff in there because, like, I don't know. I really like the photo mode in the game. I've used it. I've used it more so because the Nook Miles demand it. But like,
So that leads me into how do you guys feel about the two forms of currency in this game? Because I feel like Nook Miles, at least so far, the only reason I use them is to get the tickets to explore
oh
the
no,
islands.
I buy my Nook Miles out every new thing they have every day because I just have so many. Like,
Oh, okay.
he sells DIY recipes for fences for me now. I don't know if you have that yet. And I assume Nook Miles are going to get even more uses once the Resident Services Center expands. I'll know
Yeah.
in 2 days.
Yeah, again, yeah, we're still in the hyper early game, so
But I mean, I like it. I like that you can order some special stuff. The Nook swag. I have a big Nook ink rug in my house just because I needed a rug.
yeah. Maybe I should buy some of those. I've only
Yeah, I
been
mean,
spending
the
it on
recipes
tickets.
are just, there's no reason not to buy them, I feel like. I bought the new hair colors and the new hairstyles he had.
Yeah, I still haven't bought those.
I just had no reason not to. I'm sitting on like 24,000 Nook miles. So, like,
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've been
you're
spending
generating
a lot,
more
of Nook
than me.
miles.
the trick, I think that's probably why I have so many bells too, because it's just like, oh, you need to catch a dab, and I just fish until I catch a dab, and oh, whoops, I caught 60,000 bells worth of fish before I caught a dab, but that's just the way it is.
How do you? I catch dabs all the time.
I was just having bad luck the other day. And also I caught an oarfish, which is a quick 10K, I'm pretty sure.
It's 9K.
I'm so
Okay.
mad that I don't have my oarfish.
Oh, I just
Like,
caught another
it's
sea
not
bass.
in my Pokedex either or whatever.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
totally got erased. Like I
You're
got totally
pretty
rolled
idiot.
back.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
But then I caught the 2 sharks, so I can't be too mad.
I'm
Yeah.
like sitting in my island waiting for the nighttime so I could go see if I can get to Tarantula Island.
Yeah, that starts at 7.
Yeah,
So is that only accessible at night?
Tarantulas only come out at night.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got to get
Yeah.
like RNG in hopes that you get Tarantula Island.
Yeah. I just kind of, I'm probably going to stock up. I'm probably going to buy 5 Nook Miles tickets before I go to bed tonight because my resident services will be closed tomorrow. I'm probably not going to use 5, but like I want to have the option
Yeah.
because I usually only do 1 or 2 a day. Like it's just run out of stuff to do on my. This is the most I've talked in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I try to use like 4 or 5 a day. I find that aspect of the game pretty fun.
You see, I just like hanging out with my villagers. I didn't get to finish earlier. I was talking about Tybalt. Like, he put together a scavenger hunt for me, and like it was a full blown mini game.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, you got 3 minutes. I buried something somewhere on the island. If you can find it in 3 minutes, it's yours. And like, I only had 10 seconds left when I found it. I had to scour this island. Like, he hit it pretty well. And it was literally just like a new X on the ground, but like suddenly there's a timer and Tybalt did it. Like this set dressing they added it made it so much more charming. I don't even remember what I got from it, but like I had a good time. It's a story to tell.
Hmm.
And like Renee said, she was having trouble catching an ocean fish. And I just went and caught her one. That was just a cute little task to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like talking to them, and they definitely give me things to do. It's normally for me, it's just been so far like crafting like different things for them, but it's neat to know that they can actually do things like give you scavenger hunts and various other quests and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes me wonder. In New Leaf, there was a thing called Island Tours, which was not the same thing it is in this game. It was like you go to these islands and there's a bunch of mini games that you can play, and that may come back on this one. But this felt a lot like that. And if this is the replacement for Island Tours, I think that's actually really cool. Because, like, if I'm going to do something goofy and fun like that, I'd kind of rather do it on my island. Like, where I've decorated it and stuff. I might as well get to actually do some cool stuff like that on it.
Yeah.
I just love
But-
the game, dude. It's killing
I
me.
know.
I'm playing
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I definitely, the first thing after this episode is I'm just gonna hop back on it. But I just wanted to consider really quick, just looking at it from like the perspective of Nintendo on the Switch. I feel like once again Nintendo has shown that they are taking like a lot of their core franchises with the Switch, that the franchises that have been around for decades, and just pushing them to new levels or new directions with the Switch. Like we got Breath of the Wild, which pretty much reinvented what Zelda was while simultaneously tying it back to its first entry, which is like, how do you even do that, you know?
See, yeah, and that's interesting
And
in
then
the context of Animal Crossing because, like, they've been toying, like, the idea to have, like, New Horizons was set to be on a deserted island since, like, right after New Leaf came out. Like, they decided
Yeah.
that. And they've been developing it. They had no idea what console it was going to be on at the time, but they've been developing it for a very long time.
You could
Yeah,
say
I mean, it shows there's like definitely a level of polish on it.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, like, we saw like Mario Odyssey, which saw the return of like, you know, it was like the spiritual successor to like 64 and Sunshine. And now we have like Animal Crossing, which I mean, I don't really have context for the other entries, but like just talking to people, this seems to be far and away like the best entry in the series
Yeah.
so far.
It's not a return to form though, because like really every Animal Crossing game has had a ton of improvements over the previous. Like, you know, stuff like cliffs have been removed and brought back and stuff. But overall, every single entry has been better than the last.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know, just the just seeing how the general populace is reacting to this one. I have a feeling that this one's going to be a legendary game.
Oh
Like
yeah, this is far and away the best one. Like
yeah,
I just like it's not like, Breath of the Wild and Odyssey were a return to form. Like they had
yeah,
done different stuff for a while and then gone back to this original format. And Animal
yeah.
Crossing's not really that. Like this is all
It's
new
just
ground.
it's like the peak of the franchise.
Yeah. And I hope it's not the peak. I hope it keeps going up because
I mean, for now,
yeah,
obviously.
it
Yeah.
really is the best one so far though.
But yeah, I just think it's so exciting. Like especially, like thinking about Super Smash Bros. Like it's a monumental achievement that it's just a celebration of everything that came before it. And like
Yeah.
I don't know, the Switch as a console has just been firing on all cylinders. It's such a stark difference from the days of the Wii U. It's like Nintendo. I think Nintendo is at. I don't want to say they're strongest, but they're strongest in a very, very long time.
Yeah,
And
the
I'm
Wii
very
U. I mean, I can't even say they didn't have the money because Nintendo has plenty of money. But like the Wii U, they just didn't.
the vision wasn't there. Like
Yeah, like they
their
didn't.
vision, yeah,
It was so boring, and like a lot of the games they made were just so safe.
yeah,
And I wouldn't even say New Horizons isn't safe because like it doesn't shake up the formula in any way that would that could even possibly ruin the game, in my opinion.
yeah.
But like,
But I feel like New Horizons, like I mean, Animal Crossing in general has always been really popular with people, like especially people that don't even play games. Like people play Animal Crossing even if they don't play any other games. But for this one, I'm seeing I'm seeing absolute insanity. I see people going out and buying Switches for this game. I see
yeah.
people
Yeah,
who never
no.
talk about video games
I
talking
know a
about
lot
this
of
game.
couples that have shared a Switch until now. That like, and this is kind of a downside because you can only have one island per Switch. But a lot of
Yeah.
people I know have gone out and bought a second Switch for their household. Like they've gone out and bought a Switch Lite or something because they want to be able to play Animal Crossing. They want to each have their own island, and that's worth $300 to people. Like
360, right? Because the game.
a Switch, I
Well-
was rounding up from 260 because it's a Switch Lite, which is $200.
Oh, right. Okay.
A lot of the time. But yeah, like, if the fact that this is worth $260, like the odds of those people getting another game for their second Switch is low, I feel like.
But yeah, I think the perfect storm of A, it being the best Animal Crossing game, B, it being like 7 years since the previous like mainline Animal Crossing game, and
And the
C,
first console Animal Crossing since City Folk.
yeah,
So
and
like
C,
12 years or something.
the advent of a global pandemic forcing people to stay
Yeah.
inside. All those things together are making this like a completely ubiquitous video game.
Yeah, I mean, I hop on, it's like at any given time, I have 5 friends on my Switch.
I've
all
never
playing
seen
Animal
this
Crossing.
many people, this many friends online on Switch ever.
Yeah,
Like I
me
think
neither.
when the game came out, I had something like 12 or 13 friends. I was like literally like all my friends were online playing this game. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, it's enough people playing that like there's an okay chance anytime I go and check my gate that like an island will be open.
Yeah, every time I've checked, I've had at least one open. Which
Oh, really? I haven't
crazy.
had that, but
Yeah,
like that's another huge like upgrade in my opinion. It used to be having your gate open restricted you from doing stuff, but now like having your gate open, you can do pretty much whatever you want. You just can't.
once a friend comes over though, then you
Yeah.
can't. Really.
Yeah, and that's cool to me. Like, because I can just like, oh, I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing for the next couple hours. I can pop my gate open just in case anybody wants to come over,
Yeah,
but I can still play like it's in single player mode.
yeah,
Yeah,
And that's a humongous update because like you couldn't do that in New Leaf. If your gate was open in New Leaf, there was all kinds of stuff you couldn't do. You couldn't donate to Blathers, I don't think. You couldn't.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that was the big one. You couldn't donate to the museum, and I don't even know. I think the museum can take donations even when you have people over now, but I'm not certain.
I haven't tried that yet.
But that's always been a huge downside of multiplayer, was that you couldn't donate to your museum, and it was just kind of annoying. If you caught a new fish or a new bug, you would just have to stash them or something until your friend left. Because like you were playing the other day, and like Wisp didn't want to do something because I was there, right?
Yeah,
like,
he said that you were making him feel like awkward or something.
yeah, and like I don't really get it. Like
You
I don't
jerk.
get why they couldn't why Wisp can't do stuff just because I'm there. Because Gulliver does. Gulliver is fully functional when you have friends
Oh really? That's funny.
Yeah. So I don't really know. I guess Wisp, like, puts those spirit balls, and they don't want me to catch the spirit balls you're collecting or whatever. I don't know.
So with Gulliver and Wisp, I've encountered both of them twice so far.
Yeah, they
And
seem pretty consistent. Like Wisp is there every couple nights. It seems
yeah,
like.
I mean,
Yeah.
the second time I encountered them, I was a little disappointed because they just asked me to do the same thing. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's pretty much how it's
Hopefully,
gonna go.
like this is going somewhere. I don't know if this is just like a thing
No.
that they do,
Wisp is just
Okay.
going to be the same every time you see him. I'm pretty sure.
and they just give you a reward after. Okay, I guess
Yeah.
that's fine.
So you don't have to do it every time, but yeah.
Yeah.
But there are others that are more rare. Those are not the
Okay.
only two visitors you're going to get. Like I got Celeste the other day, and I'm hoping Celeste. In previous entries, Celeste has operated an astronomy thing out of the top of the museum,
Ooh.
and I was wondering if she was even in the game, but she like was just wandering around outside my town, and it's like the first time I've ever seen Celeste outside, and I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing here?" And she like explained how shooting stars work to me, but like there wasn't any option to make her stay or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, like, she moves into the top of the museum at some point, because you used to be able to, like, draw constellations on the sky, because, like, it was a big feature in Wild World. Like, the whole game happened on the bottom screen, and the sky was just always on the top screen.
That's cool.
And that's why we have things like presents floating by in the sky, was because they had to have something to put up there during the day.
I see. Okay.
So, like, yeah, that's how that started. And then it's
Gotcha.
just always been in the game since then. Constellations, I think, have been gone since Wild World.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the night sky, there's there's stars, but I don't think there's constellations.
You can, in New Leaf, sometimes they'd be like Aurora Borealis, I think you could see.
Ooh.
Yeah, not always, but sometimes it'd be visible. And like, so yeah, there's stuff to look forward to. Special
Yeah,
stuff that can
I'm
happen.
so excited to look. I'm looking forward to all this stuff. Like, just I can't
And
wait to see what the
really
game
think this
has to
game's
show
gonna
me.
get- This game's gonna get updates, like
I
consequential
think so
ones.
too.
Like
but
I
where I
expect
was-
user interface updates, honestly. Like
Yeah.
being able to like craft multiple things at once, it wouldn't surprise me. But what I'm almost certain we're gonna get is like splitting items up more cleanly. Like that's
Yeah.
just such a small thing that isn't there, and I can't imagine them seeing that feedback and not adding it, because it's not like all the menu elements are there. Like you can split your bells up, but you can't split your pairs up. Like what the heck? Nintendo?
Yeah, you can only like split one at a time, which is kind of
It's tedious. Like I was helping my friend out. They needed, I forget if it was you or Kaylee. Somebody needed 10 iron, and I just had it sitting around, but I had to like painstakingly grab 10 iron.
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I also really like. I don't know if I love that it sends immediately, because part of the like charm of the letters in Animal Crossing is checking your mailbox every morning. But
Yeah, I thought
love-
I thought it would be like the next day or something.
But it's instant. Like
Hmm.
you send a letter, it shows up in their mailbox pretty much.
Okay.
And I like that you can do that. That's so cool that you can send a letter to someone that you're not currently playing with.
Yeah.
I do find it disappointing that I can't like I'm friends with your villager. Your villager remembers me. Like they'll talk to you about me, and like
Yeah.
they'll remember me next time I come over, but I can't send them a letter. And I think that's kind of boring. Like why can't I be pen pals
Yeah.
if you have a villager I
I mean,
really like?
I guess it'd be kind of weird if like we had the same villager and you had the option of sending a letter to like, my Renee or your Renee or
Yeah, but it's already split into what island you're sending stuff to. So like, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe it just like ruined the illusion a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, I'm already like, Timmy and Tommy don't recognize me on your island like they do on
Yeah.
mine. Like, the
True,
illusions.
yeah.
Yeah, like there's already some breaks, so I don't get why they can't just have some fun.
Are Timmy and Tommy new characters?
No.
No, they've been around since the original Animal Crossing.
Yeah, they weren't originally like there at the very beginning of the game. They usually show up much later, but yeah. They ran on Nook's Cranny. Tom Nook hasn't run Nook's Cranny since City Folk.
He's
Yeah.
above such things now.
He was a real estate agent in New Leaf.
God.
That was his whole job. Like he just built houses, and Timmy and Tommy ran the store. But before that, he ran the store. But like I don't know what it's going to look like in New Horizons, but in New Leaf you got a bunch of customization options for the outside of your house.
I'm sure we'll get those eventually.
Yeah, I just wonder what stage you're going to have to reach. Because honestly, I don't love, like I want all the rooms and stuff, but I don't necessarily want my house to look like a mansion from the outside. So I hope I can make it look kind of simple on the outside and just be big inside.
Yeah.
because I like the small, like, chill island look. Like, I honestly like a lot of my villagers' houses more than I like my own right now on the outside.
Yeah, the villagers' houses have really cool aesthetics. Like Genji's house, like has like a Japanese theme to it. It's got like those like red lanterns. I don't know what they're called, but like I associate them
Paper
with Japan.
lanterns.
Yeah, the paper lanterns. Yeah, like
That's
hanging on the
also,
outside and stuff.
like, a huge improvement. Previously, villagers just didn't have very good style. Like, their furniture would just kind of be mismatched and stuff, and you could kind of improve it by sending them furniture, and they would just put it in their house somewhere, random, kind of. But all my neighbors have, like, other than Renee, who for some reason is still sleeping in a sleeping bag, but, like, most of my villagers have a pretty chill hangout spot, you know? And there's actually, like, a reason to go into their houses now.
That's the immense processing power of the Nintendo Switch making them smart.
Yeah, actually, in the original Animal Crossing, they had pretty cool houses too. But I felt like I could never go in their houses. Like it never seemed to let me go in because they were never home.
Really? You can go in
Yeah.
when they're not home now, right? I
No.
think.
They have to
Really?
be home. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, all the houses are just pretty chill. They never get bigger houses. They're always just the one room things,
Oh, really? Okay. That's
as far as I
interesting.
know, unless they've changed that recently. But that kind of makes sense. Like if I was Nintendo and I had to make 400 characters with houses and stuff, like
400?
I think there's 400 villagers. Yeah, something like that.
What? That's insane.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Wow. Yeah, so
Yeah, and the fun part is they all have unique animations and stuff.
yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I was just kind of expanding on an earlier thought. I love being surprised and delighted by this game, but I saw online that people had like data mined it to find all the stuff in it, and I feel like that totally kills
It
the
does.
point of the game.
Knowing that Froggy Chair isn't in the game is hard.
It
But like
hurts
I've
me.
mostly not read that stuff.
Yeah. I feel like
Because,
that defeats the entire purpose.
I've tried, like I haven't even gone to Jordan's town because I don't want to know. Like
I mean, I think when I went there, he said he only time traveled for like a few days or something like that.
I just don't want to know what is waiting for me. Really, like it's
Yeah,
also
but that's a really
charming.
good point. Yeah, like
Also, Jordan's out of his mind on a couple of things. Like he was telling me that like resident services wouldn't upgrade for a while for me. Like he said he had to time travel a bunch for that, and mine's
It's just a
upgrading
day,
tomorrow.
right?
Yeah, like
yeah.
I won't quite have it. Like it'll be exactly 1 week because it'll be Friday when
It's because he
finished.
time traveled and didn't like stop every day.
Yeah, so like he must have just not done some stuff, and like
Yeah.
whereas I've maxed out like I haven't paid my loan off every day, but I've maxed out every possible activity. Like I decorated all the houses the first day it was possible,
I did do
I,
that. Yeah.
which you didn't even have to do because only one person moves in a day. So
Yeah, unfortunately, I found that out.
yeah, I found that a little disappointing, but also like that gives you the chance to actually get to know them. So like I'm in favor of that decision from a game.
And they
design.
take like a day to like move out of the like unpack
their
the boxes and stuff.
Yeah, but that's fun because it makes it easy to go meet them if that's what you
Yeah.
want to do.
Gosh,
Which I do.
what do you guys say we stop doing this and go play more Animal Crossing?
I want to
Sounds
talk
like a
about
plan.
Doom a little bit if we
Actually, yeah. So originally we were looking for. I think it's so funny. Originally it was like, okay, it's Doom and Animal Crossing Day, and no, it was just Animal Crossing Day.
For
the most part.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
yeah, but I'm gonna sit here and say Doom is a masterpiece. That game is so good. Like Doom and Animal Crossing are both absolute masterclasses in their respective genres.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing, Doom, everything it does well. It just happens to do a couple of things that I feel are a little superfluous. Like, when I was playing Doom 2016, not a single time did it occur to me that, like, man, the Doom Slayer really needs, like, a cool fortress that he hangs out in between levels. And I added that. And, like, at first it annoyed me, because, like, it was just, like, I don't know. Doom's not a game that needed a hub world. And I'm somebody who really likes hub worlds, but Doom did not
It
need
has a hub world?
Yeah, it does.
Interesting.
But the hub world really grew on me because like some of the collectibles you get throughout the game show up in the hub world, and like there's something called the Ripatorium, which you can just go down to and like practice
Yeah.
ripping and tearing without losing any ammo, and your deaths are inconsequential. And I like that. Like it's super fun. Like the combat is just so good in this game. Like you really start to feel the Slayer's rage, kind of. Like I'm playing
You
on
feel the
Ultra.
bloodlust.
I'm playing on Ultra Violence, which is a step up, I think, for me. I didn't play Doom 2016 on that, and it's hard for me. It's a hard game, but like I've so clearly gotten better. Like it's just so you get into this rhythm, and I actually feel myself like it takes me a while. I'm glad the Ripitorium is there because I'm clearly not in my prime for the first few combat encounters of a session. Like those are
Yeah.
where most of my deaths are, is like those first few. But then I get into this rhythm where I'm just like effortlessly dancing between these demons, and I can be flying through the air, like jump up on a pole, swing off of it, jump up, take out my assault rifle, scope in, and shoot the weapon off of one of the arachnotrons, and then fall and kill another demon right in front of me to get some health back, and like keep running.
Yeah,
And like
you enter the zone.
a lot of the
I'm a
demons
big
that
fan of the
terrified
zone.
me at first are like not like I just have to shake up my strategy a bit. Like the arachnotrons were a huge problem for me at first, and now they're just like once I take the gun off, I don't even really focus on them. Like
Yeah.
I shoot the gun off the top and then keep running. The only
Yeah.
one that really bothers me, there's a demon called the Marauder, and they kind of like talk up the Marauder as like almost a rival character for the Slayer. Like he's got armor on, he's got a super shotgun, but he's just kind of annoying because the fight is so specific with him. Like really the only weapon that's effective at all against him is the super shotgun, and you have to stay in like this perfect range. Like if you get too close, he shoots you with a shotgun. If you get too far away, he like shoots these axe projectiles at you that are like kind of hard to dodge. And he
Yeah.
does a ton of damage, and he's really fast. And like he has this wolf that'll come after you, and like I don't want to switch weapons a ton while I'm fighting him, so I end up shooting the wolf with a super shotgun, which ammo is very limited in this game. And like you kind of have to get him to start to melee you, and his eyes flash green, and you shoot him. And that I don't love. Like I like everything conceptually about the character, but he's the only enemy that I feel like him showing up means I have to play the game in this super specific way.
Yeah, and that's kind of unfortunate because like Doom's kind of about just it's about how beautiful the
Yeah, it's about,
combat
like,
is,
having a
but like
plan.
how you
Yeah.
how you do it, right?
Yeah, like, and there's so much like I'm swapping weapons every couple seconds because you have to. You
Yeah.
absolutely have to. And they really did a good job. And I don't feel like Doom 2016 did this good of a job because I pretty much just used the shotgun that whole game. But every weapon has like a foil. Like there's a demon that you want to use that weapon against. Like if a cacodemon shows up, you need your shotgun or you need your grenade launch. You either need to use a grenade or you need to have your shotgun with the sticky bombs. If an arachnotron shows up, you best believe you're whipping out your heavy machine gun. Same with I forget what they're called. They have the like two shoulder things. Anyway, like it just the combat is so beautiful.
Yeah.
But and like the mechanics they added are amazing, like the mid-air dashes and like being able to swing on poles. However, I feel like the level designers thought that because they added those movement options, they had to add first-person platforming. And
That's always a no-no.
yeah, nobody was looking at Doom 2016 and thinking like, you know what this could really use? But it's not awful.
I can't
And
think of a
sometimes-
single game where first-person platforming was good.
Yeah,
I
it's
really
not
can't.
fun. It really breaks it. I mean, I get that like it's a break in the gameplay, like the same way the climbing is in Uncharted. Like it's a break, like it's a little less. It gives you a moment to cool off. But the
Yeah.
only parts of the platforming that are actually fun for me are occasionally there'll be like a bunch of sparse platforms with demons on them, and like suddenly there's just another threat, which is falling, but it's really just a fight with a secondary threat of falling off.
Hmm.
But like a lot of the time it's just platforming, and I'm like the sections aren't too long, like they're not egregious, but anytime I fall and lose, like you don't even die when you fall, you lose 20 health, and anytime that happens to me I'm just like, well, now I'm just slightly less prepared for the next fight. This sucks.
Yeah.
But they're not egregious. That and that
Yeah, it definitely sounds like the
only two
pros
issues
the
I have.
pros far outweigh the cons.
Yeah, it's an easy 9 out of 10, maybe higher.
Yeah.
I haven't touched
Yeah.
the multiplayer yet. I really don't care. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's not really the point of Doom, is it?
Like, I'm interested in it. Like, the multiplayer in this one, I actually found out they removed the arena multiplayer that Doom 2016 had, which I never played. But I think an
They
arena
replaced
shooter
it with a
could-
better one, didn't they?
Sorta. I wish they'd had both. The one they replaced it with is one person plays as the Slayer and two people play as big demons. And there's a
Oh,
bunch
that's
of
kinda
variety
cool.
in what kind of demon you can play as, but like the demons don't have like the super flowy movement options. Like it just doesn't look as fun to play as the demons. There's even one part in the campaign where you play as a demon briefly, and I don't know, it was okay, but like I don't know, I love that it forces you to use your whole tool set. Like I never used the rocket launcher in Doom 2016 unless there was just a big enemy that I wanted to make go away quickly because I was always saving the ammo up. And the same with the BFG. But in this one, like the BFG is like a panic button for me. I've hit it a few times. And the rocket launcher, like there are a couple of demons that I just don't particularly like fighting. And so the rocket launcher is a go away now button for them. Or if I'm low on ammo and I need to blow up a couple clumps of enemies, you know?
Hmm.
It's a really fun game. If it hadn't come out on the same day as Animal
Yeah.
Crossing, I would have probably beaten it twice by now. As it stands, I
Yeah,
have not
it's
finished the game.
yeah, I mean, like obviously we knew like last Friday would be special due to the release of the two games, but I don't think anyone could have anticipated just how addicting Animal Crossing was going to be.
Yeah, I definitely didn't.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in a similar situation to you where I'm like supplementing my Animal Crossing with Neo 2, like having a really difficult hardcore like enter the zone for the combat type of game.
Yeah.
To supplement
What's
my
really-
Animal Crossing. But yeah, like I definitely want to check out Doom at some point. I just feel like I have like all my needs sated at the point, and I don't want to spend the money right now.
What's really funny to me is like I get off work and I play some hardcore Animal Crossing for a couple hours, and then it gets to be like 8 or 9 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, that's enough of that. Let's chill out and play some Doom Eternal.
What a
And I'll
twist!
play that until I go to bed. Like,
What an inversion! That's
yeah,
crazy.
which is just totally wrong. But like Animal Crossing has like there's more to do during the day than there is at night, you know? Like
Yeah,
the
I
shop-
wonder if that'll change. But
I think it will, because in New Leaf there was no penalty for selling things at night, and that's such a huge step backwards, kind of. So I figure eventually there'll be some upgrade to the shop or something where there'll be 24-hour,
yeah,
but maybe not.
maybe not. But we will see together. That's the fun.
Yep.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for us this week. Thank you for listening. Please follow us at Podcast Game Talk on Twitter. You can
Yeah,
join
tweet
our
your towns at
Discord.
us.
Yes, tweet your towns at us. Please do that. And join our Discord too. We can talk about Animal Crossing in there. You can join our Discord by clicking the link in the description of the podcast. Please
We'll tweet
like.
out our towns.
Yeah. We'll do that. Actually, you guys tweet them out, and I'll retweet them with the Game Talk account.
Okay, sounds good.
And last thing, please like, rate, and review us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.